The 6th verse of Surah Al-Fatiha, guide us to the straight path. After God says, you alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. God has taught us what to say now and how to address him so that we may enter his presence simply and easily. So we begin with, all praise is due to God, Lord of all worlds, the most gracious, the most merciful, master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Then we say, guide us to the straight path. We ask, where do we worship God? Is it only at home, or only in the mosque, in the morning, or in the evening? The truth is, we worship him at all times and on the straight path. Therefore, we ask God for the straight path. What is the straight path? It is the shortest path to him. The way is the easiest path. The path is a route that when people walk it repeatedly becomes clear, known at the start and end. For example, if people walk on a certain land repeatedly, it becomes a clear, well-trodden path, recognized by everyone. Likewise, the straight path is the shortest route that leads us to the goal for which we were created. So, when we say, guide us to the straight path, we mean, O Lord, give us the shortest route to reach you. This is to achieve servitude. God says, and I did not create the jinn and mankind except to worship me. So we were created, to live the bliss of servitude. What does servitude mean? It is that a servant connects to the Lord, takes from his attributes, and turns to him with all their heart. Where do we worship God? We worship him by following his commands. We worship him when we act not according to our desires, but according to what he wills. For example, God says, remember God abundantly. So we remember God abundantly. He says, tell the believing men to lower their gaze, so we lower our gaze. He says, O you who believe, be steadfast in justice, witnesses for God, even against yourselves. He says, indeed, God commands justice, good conduct, and giving to relatives, and forbids indecency, wrongdoing, and oppression. If we apply all this, we are walking on the straight path. But this requires seeking God's assistance, which is why we say, you alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Then we ask, guide us to the straight path, meaning, show us the path to live with our family, in our buying and selling, and in every detail of our lives, exactly as pleases you. One way to do this is attending gatherings of knowledge and learning this path. God says, and this is my straight path, meaning, O Lord, teach us from this book so that we may worship you as you love and are pleased with. Servitude is a psychological feeling of submission, not humiliation, but submission born from love. For example, a person who loves someone fulfills what the other loves. A wife fulfills her husband's wishes out of love. A child obeys their father out of love. So how much more when the love is for God, when the heart is filled with love for God, obedience becomes easy, and a person obeys their Lord in this life and in the hereafter, and all praise is due to God, Lord of all worlds,